by way of introduction, currently the chief revenue officer of an AI-based SaaS company. I've done a number of startups in my life, but core of what I've done, I worked at Microsoft very, very early on in my career. Worked on some high growth companies. One was acquired for a few $1 billion by Cisco, and then I was at Cisco for a number of years. So it's I've always been in this kind of really bringing in new advanced technologies to existing markets.
The AI and diversity story that we've heard until you has always been a negative one, where Amazon, their algorithm was throwing women out because it was biased data. So it's so nice to hear of a company that's doing it the right way, looking at diversity as a positive.
Yeah, we've always utilized our advanced technologies to try to remove bias, and particularly inherent bias, even the bias that isn't meant on purpose, from the recruitment process, from the talent acquisition process. With what's been going on in the U.S. since really earlier this year, our clients asked us if we could even add more value to that approach. We began more productizing what really had been just a feature, and have really fully shifted over and created great value now. My recent clients include IBM, Xerox, Stanley Black & Decker, in helping them not only just reach more candidates, but to engage more of the most highly matched candidates, but really to increase the participation of more women in their searches for almost any role, more Black candidates. And we are able to do this utilizing artificial intelligence in ways that we are not, very importantly, not racial profiling. We're not saying, let's just go find Black women. What we're doing
is finding the best person for the job.
That's right. But we're able to cast a wider net by making slight adjustments to the search criteria utilizing artificial intelligence, which then can bring in more diverse candidates into any search. So it's interesting. And obviously, pharma, healthcare is an industry we would love to get more into and evolve into. I've spoken myself, done some demos. I just did one the other day to some industry groups, illustrating what, short. This was one I've done, some in 12 or 15 minutes. I did one recently where they were like, you have 7 minutes. So, it's just to kind of give a flavor of what we're doing.
Yeah.
What we do and how we do it, it's really a couple things. Most companies are only able to access about a third of the potential talent pool that they might want to reach, and that means about 2/3, 65% or so, really is untouched. It's really hidden talent that they're not able to find. There's a number of reasons why that's the case. A part of that is lack of data and their ability to access. They all tend to be fishing from the same pond. We go far beyond that and actually tap into hundreds of sources all around the web, and we use artificial intelligence to gain information, to actually add intelligence, what I like to say, to kind of add wisdom based on the background that they provide. And that's because everyone's really using traditional Boolean search. So even if you're using LinkedIn to find people, if you utilize Talenya, you would find more people for any role, even based on just their profiles on LinkedIn, because we understand the jobs in context. So it's not just keyword to keyword. It's an understanding of relative terminology, so what we call very advanced semantic analysis. But it also is able to derive skills for candidates, Andre. So did I pronounce your name right?
Andre, yes.
Andre, yeah. So what makes it unique, for example, someone in a role like yours with your great background, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing today if you didn't have project management skills, right? But if I looked on your profile, and again, I'm just saying this hypothetically, there might be all these great things that you do, but you may not have project management as a key skill. So someone who was looking for somebody with exactly your background and one of the must-have skills with project management, you'd be completely left out of the search, right? So would I. And I've done, lots of things of big companies, small startups at all different levels, because you'd be missing that one word or one approach. Our technology would actually understand that based on your background, your experiences, the places you've worked, the roles you've had, the tenure you've had them, and even in comparison to hundreds of thousands of similar profiles, that indeed you do have a certain skill, and would be able to include it in your skill set, and then include you in searches that you would generally be missed on before. And then we're able to use greater wisdom based on your feedback as a recruiter or a hiring manager to actually understand what you're looking for, the types of candidates you like and the types of candidates that you're not interested in. So it actually gets smarter and smarter and smarter, and adds wisdom to the search to help you find candidates you would never be able to find using traditional technology. So that's what we do.
Really, really nice. And so, for how long have you been about? How long has Talenya been in business?
Talenya's been in business for a little over 2 years. We've raised over $11 million so far. Again, this pivot towards diversity has shifted what we're able to do. Now we're able to not only help you find and do everything I just mentioned to you in regards to talent acquisition, but now we're able to expand diversity by utilizing a very unique approach in which you are able to determine what type of candidates you might be looking for or would like to increase. Again, women, Asian candidates in the U.S., veterans, Black candidates, whatever it might be, and then let the technology know that, and let the artificial intelligence, the machine learning go out and actually make slight adjustments so that you can, again, cast a wider net, and then you can hone in on those candidates and make sure that you're focusing more on those diverse candidates. And that's really changing the game for us in the industry.
That's really interesting. And so when a company comes to you, who would be the job? What kind of job title would come to you? Would it be recruitment, or would it be C-suite, or?
It's certainly not necessarily recruiters. It's all sorts of levels, from manager all the way up to C-suite, everything across, technology jobs and developer jobs to marketing and sales positions. One of our clients is FedEx Freight. We're literally looking for long-distance truck drivers. On the other side, we have a medical scribe company where we're looking for medical scribes. And then in between, we're looking for, almost really any type of position.
Yeah.
Can we find heart surgeons? Can we find astronauts? They don't have a digital footprint, but any position that you'd be able to find. And now we access over 1 billion profiles regularly and are able to find fresh data regarding those profiles. So really there's no job that we can't find. And we're able to even find very hard to fill jobs in very unique locations. So it's very interesting use of the technology in the ways that we're approaching.
Yeah.
Now that's a little different than the way probably artificial intelligence is being used in the medical field, which I would imagine is more for predictability, for business intelligence, for understanding results and outcomes better or faster. But we're using it in a unique way to understand words and context and be able to prescribe value to that.
Fascinating. I wouldn't be. Actually, I think you could find heart surgeons because we have used AI to look at key opinion leader doctors. So I can give you more data sources to add to your database there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We search literally hundreds of sources, and we're constantly refreshing data as we pull. For every search we pull, we're accessing fresh data. So it really is a very interesting approach to what's happening in the market.
That's just the way. What is your pricing? What's your pricing model? Is it a subscription, or how do you do this?
It is a subscription. We're a SaaS company. Our pricing is $495 per seat per month. That allows you to do searches for an unlimited number of jobs. So, on a per job basis, it ends up being in the tens of dollars, not a lot of money. When you're looking at, and we actually have what's called a fair billing policy, Andre. So it's very interesting. We actually only charge our clients for the seats that they use for their usage of our solution every month. Okay. So therefore, there's no risk, there's no long-term commitment, and if you sign up for 6 seats, and for some reason your quantity of new openings drops a little bit, and you only use 3 seats in 1 month, we only charge you for the 3.
Okay.
And then we have some other integrated approaches where we direct connectly into existing systems for our clients, where our technology happens automatically, and that's actually at a lower cost because you're not really leveraging our core platform. You're really just utilizing the technology in the background, and that comes down to about $345 a month for unlimited jobs. So this is not our pricing started off when I started with the company. We were in the $2,000 a month range, so it's incredibly competitive now for what you would find in the market.
Yeah, it sounds like an amazing solution. I can imagine.
It's interesting. The president of Wells Fargo, the CEO of Wells Fargo Bank, recently said something that is indicative of the industry, and it's a little unfortunate. What he said was, and he said it publicly, which was good for him. I'd hire more Black people. I just can't find them for the jobs I'm looking for. Right, and we solve that problem. It's not really a problem if you have the right tool. We are able to find diverse candidates, and that can be Black candidates, it can be more women. Like I said, it can be a number of different types of diverse candidates. We are able to help you find them without profiling, and by doing that, the answer of, well, we just can't. I'd hire, a VP of whatever who was Black, but I just can't find one. That's really a poor answer these days, because with technology like ours, you really can't find those people.
That's
I'll follow up with you. Would love to show this to you. Would love to have the opportunity to kind of get this technology and our capabilities, and most importantly, the problems that we solve in front of your membership.
That would be great.
Sure. I'll keep an eye out, and we'll continue to speak. So but I appreciate your time today. I'll follow up with you.
Perfect.
With some times where we can meet. And I look forward to speaking again. It'll be interesting, but great speaking with you. I would love to see you next time, and I'll follow up quickly. We'll get something on the calendar.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for your time. Really loved it.
Thank you.
Bye.